Bienvenue tous. This is our special review, of course, so the International Press Review in the papers today with Marion Hembust. Marion, where are you going to start?
Starting with China and all the world press talking about the earthquake that happened there yesterday.
Story, isn't it?
It is, and China Daily, in fact, saying that there were warnings. Quake predicted 5 years ago is the article's title there. Obviously, the geographical location of Sichuan means that it's prone to these kind of disasters. But in fact, there's a particular profile of a man called Chen Shuizhong, a senior seismologist, who in December 2002 published an article saying that there was a chance of a huge tremor in this area. Historical records were showing that from 1900 onwards there was a quake every 16 years on average. The longest they'd ever gone without one was 19 years, and when he wrote this article it was a 26-year gap, so obviously it was on the cards to happen.
Okay, so they say they could have seen it coming, as it were.
Could have seen it coming. And another thing mentioned in this article, which is quite interesting, is the fact that unusual animal behaviour also predicts these kind of things. And apparently there were hundreds of thousands of toads seen out in the streets in many cities in the region. People reported them, but the officials in the area said, well, probably just the change of weather which has brought that on.
So toads on the street, a predictor of the earthquake. Amazing stuff, isn't it? What's next?
Well, going to French press and Le Monde, and there's the year on from Sarkozy taking over as president, and it looks back at his key speeches, borrowed words and concepts, and there's even some sound and images there that you can look back at to make sure this is all true. But basically, the fact that he's been borrowing people's ideas, and especially from the left. In fact, there was the idea, of course, with Guy Moquet, the decision to read out the Young Communist letter in French schools. Edgar Morin, a leftist intellectual who was apparently quoted 41 times in one of Sarkozy's speeches in January. Religion is becoming something that he talks about more and more. It's not very traditional in France for the president to talk about God and faith, more of a US-style presidency, and we know how much Sarkozy likes the US, so that being borrowed there. And he's the people's man, out in the street, taking up jogging and using street language to better speak to his people. So trying to borrow all kinds of ideas from all different places and making himself more popular, I suppose, the idea behind that.
Well, if you look at the opinion polls, it's not working very well at the moment, is it? But do carry on.
Staying with the French press, this time in Le Figaro, there's a bit of controversy over the fact that Edouard Baird, French actor, has been chosen as Master of Ceremonies for the 61st Cannes Film Festival.
Lucky him.
Yeah, indeed. Now, unusual decision. Quite often it's a glamorous young lady, Diane Kruger, for example, the German actress last year. But it seems that the luxury brands would have rather had somebody a bit more like her or Sharon Stone, because they're not going to get the chance to show off all their lovely dresses, their necklaces, their jewellery. Because it's a man, there's going to be less chance for marketing possibilities. So
I think you should put your name down for the job, Marion. You do a good job there, I'm sure.
Could have a go.
Glamorous and all. Looking very nice today. Fantastic. Okay.
Well, finally, the Süddeutsche Zeitung going to Germany.
This is a funny story, isn't it?
This is a funny story. Perhaps it's every man's dream, a woman who can't help but throw herself at you.
No comment, carry on.
Depends on the woman, perhaps. But anyway, the title of this article, Please Can I Throw Myself at You? A lady called Lilly McElroy, an American, who describes it as art. She goes into pubs with a photographer, and she's put ads on the internet and said, would a man who's larger than her be willing to let her throw herself at him? They take photos, and she's done exhibitions all around the world of her in mid-swing, throwing herself towards her people, beds, whatever. And there's going to be an exhibition in Leipzig.
That's art.
Apparently.
Okay, well, that was a work of art. Marion Hembust with our press review there. You're watching France 24. Stay with us.